Hello my dear community, my name is ᴄᴏιλᴛᴇxᴛ and welcome to another episode of The Boy with Wings. Today, I would like to talk about that all-important aspect, context. The beauty of context lies in the fact that it might be reliant on location, perhaps a feeling, and perhaps even the people that you're around. The beauty of context is that it constantly changes. Under no circumstance are we ever in a blank context, if you might. There is no state where we might be in where we aren't imposing a certain set of expectations or a certain set of criteria on ourselves. I do understand this is controversial, especially when you take into account something like meditation. But even then, the context is yourself. The beauty of context is the fact that it provides defined significance to everything we say, do, feel, and even interact with. This simple aspect, this one word, can absolutely and completely change what we find. An example. Would you ever end up acting the same way in a fast food restaurant versus a fine dining restaurant? Would you find yourself acting the same way when you're recording versus when you're taking a picture? Each of these have two very distinct contexts. And it is these scenarios that somewhat dictate how we behave. This depends on how we come up with our own preconceived notions, biases, what we feel, and what we are informed with. Take school, for instance. Mathematics, science are supposed to be somewhat absolute. But still, they are restrained to certain contexts, certain criteria that they must adhere to. It is within these criteria that the rules, the laws, the theories are applicable. But when you take away these contexts, when you decontextualize, what's left is ambiguity. And the one thing that I believe I know deals with ambiguity the best is literature, specifically poetry. The beauty of poetry in regards to context is simply the fact that the ambiguous is not uncomfortable. It is often sought after to provide different perceived values. Going back to a previous episode where I spoke about the need for a story, the idea of providing a context to a customer, to even the people that we love, is so essential in dictating how we communicate our own image that it can potentially be the very tether that permits us to relate or not relate between two people, instances, or even opportunities. So here I ask you, what do you believe is the context of this video? What would you define context as for yourselves? Let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to your inputs. As always, thank you so much for watching, and stay safe, stay healthy, stay positive, stay hydrated, and ciao ciao.